Okay, so I was making this alignment chart, um, the political compass. Um, but then I realized, like, so many of these characters I'm not gonna have anything to say about, and I didn't know, like, where's the cutoff of, like, real FNAF characters. Like, the nightmares are less, I mean, the phantoms are less real than the nightmares. The phantoms are less real than the Funtime animatronics, but then it's like, are these ones, is Scrap Trap real? Like, is Funtime Chica real? No, no, definitely not. But I didn't know like where I would draw the line, and so, um, by the way, I'm gonna have to stop using Chrome. I'm a creature of habit, but it's like there's AI everywhere in Chrome, so I'm gonna get a new browser eventually. But anyways, instead we're gonna do this months of the year, just a simple tier list. You know what I actually want to do? I actually want to do like first half and second half of each. So I'm gonna pause and then make that happen. Okay. So I just decided that I'm gonna do this in MS Paint. So okay, wait. I will pause this while I make my outline. Okay. Um, I realize I can just copy and paste this in. So we're gonna change the text to white, and now we're gonna start placing. I'll go in order of the year. So the first half of January is very good. It's like it's like the peak of winter. And the order is gonna have to not matter because once I place them, whatever. It's the peak of winter, and you're not totally thinking about how it's going to end soon. I think this last January we got like a 60-degree day in the first half though, but then the rest was like totally below freezing. So sometimes it can be bad, but I think overall it's definitely S tier. Nothing less for the first half of January. Um, let's see. I want to make it take up like half. Okay. Oh, then why was it showing that? Whatever. First half January. Here's what I'm going to do. Check this out. We're going to use like a little code. 1Jan. A little code. There we go. What century? I don't like the J in this font. I don't like that. Okay. There, the first section of January. Number two, honestly, pretty much the same. Uh, they're not. Are all these not going to be that different? We'll see. First half of February. Um, okay, that this one will be different. So the first half of February, I would say, falls into January. But then the second half, it's still snowy normally, but it's you are becoming aware of winter's fleeting nature. Winter is a fair weather friend. Um, and it starts to get, you start to see that winter is dying very clearly. You can't really delude yourself anymore that winter isn't dying unless it was a very good year. Now, the beginning of March, I'm gonna put it here because March is kind of like it doesn't really feel like winter. March is kind of a spring month. And so you're kind of instantly like plunged into like even if the weather might be the same on February 28th versus March 1st, um the fact that it is a spring month is upsetting. All right. So this gave me an idea to recreate something I made before. I'll do that next after I'm done recording this. um Second half of March, I'm almost inclined to say it's better than the first half. Because no, 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 no. It's the same as the first half. Okay, this might have been stupid to do this first second thing. Oh well. Um, April. April. Kind of like every month that you get farther from here, it's just devastating. For it to get inch closer to summer. Um, so April though, I don't know if April. I mean, I can place this however I want, I guess. That's what I need to keep in mind. So, April, stays. Oh, gotta plug in my laptop. Okay. April doesn't go down one. Because kind of the shock of spring is out of the way. So even though it is like, oh, 1 month closer to summer, it's like you're still you're in spring. You're not in summer yet. You know. The second half of April, things start to get pretty depressing. I think I almost want to put it in D tier. Um, because second half of April, there's no longer any chance of snow. I think that it actually goes to D tier, and it just gets it's so depressing because you know what's coming. First half of May, kind of the same as for second of April, I think. But then the second half of May is like F because it's hot. Um, School is out. We're currently in the second half of May. It's depressing because you get these days where it's like, oh, high of 55, and then you look at the forecast. Oh, next week it's in the 80s. We had a day, I think last week, the high was like almost 90. That is not acceptable. Um, so it is actually up tier. There might be some summer months that are above it. So the 1st of June, actually, it's less bad than the 2nd of May. I think like you have come to accept it, and you are bearing it, but barely. You're barely bearing it. And then the second half of June, and also in the first half of June, sometimes it's like you can still get a 60 high in the 60s day. The second half of June, no, you are fully in summer. You're miserable. Um, the first and second half of July. Uh, I will say I actually like 4th of July for some reason, but it doesn't make it better. July is the hottest month. August, August I think is like the beginning of August. It gets a little bit better uh, because it's like school is back in session, and you can see the end is near. Things are starting to cool down, and the days are getting shorter. Then the second half of August is actually really good. The temperature is not ideal, but it's actually beautiful because the late fall. I mean, the late summer plants actually are nice, like the goldenrod and stuff. And the fields look so beautiful. The cornfields are like they're I was gonna say in bloom, but they don't bloom. They're mature, I guess. I don't know. And you can just see that good things are on the horizon. Um, then you get to the 1st of September, and you're disappointed because that's annoying, and you're disappointed sorry, that's my OCD. um, and you are disappointed because it's still like in the 80s. And then the second half of September, um, it's still kind of depressing actually, especially lately, but it's less bad. Um, this is kind of just temperature ranking, honestly, but that's okay. Um, with the holidays, it might get different. No, it won't. Well, maybe. December isn't going to rank that well. Okay. October, the first half of October. Uh, Honestly, C tier again. Uh, the leaves are not really that orange yet, so you're disappointed. They're like kind of orange, but it's not like full orange, and it's probably not even that that cold yet. But the end of October, so I don't really like Halloween that much, but I'm gonna put it in A tier because if you have a late October snow, that is just the most wonderful thing. A few times we get like an October 31st snow. That is incredible. And at the end of October, you're not seeing hot days like at all anymore. And it is, very orange, very beautiful. The first half of November, both Novembers are getting S tier. Firstly, I do love Thanksgiving, and in my family we get the Christmas tree the day after Thanksgiving, which is an activity that is miserable, but which I respect. I respect that activity. I see it as important. But November is one of the most beautiful months. It's I think it rivals the beauty of, uh, its friends here of January and the first half of February because I love how dreary it looks. It's beautiful. I love how trees look without leaves. Uh, they're kind of like it makes them kind of into like I don't know how to describe it, but I love how that looks. The temperature is incredible. You definitely are getting a few snow showers. Um, you know, it's good stuff. Then December, the first half of December is A or B. And the reason being, because now it feels like, okay, December is winter. It should be snowy, but it's not going to be snowy. I promise it won't be. Maybe a few days max, but it's not going to be snowy. And it kind of is disappointing. And for that, putting it here, okay. And then the second half of December will go here because should it? I mean, I don't like Christmas enough. Well, I like Christmas, but the weather is still disappointing. Does Christmas bring it up to A? I don't really think so. So this is uh this is the tier list. It kind of just ended up being like basically just temperatures, but that's okay. Uh, thank you for watching.